All right, Kahlil. So let's run this back. The first time we did this podcast, the audio wasn't as great, but I think we got it done this time. So welcome to the Thought Process podcast. This is your first podcast you've done, correct?
Technically, no. No, we had technical difficulties on the first attempt.
Yeah.
So hopefully the audio comes out. And yes, this will be the first finished product.
Yeah. So I mean, you're kind of familiar with doing things like podcasts, right? You do interviews uh, for other businesses, right? So that's kind of like one of your duties or jobs right now, correct?
Yeah, I'd say, hold on. I lost my voice Sunday because of the 49ers. Hell of a game. But yeah, so you get this throat lozenger. Hopefully, my voice is there. But yeah, done some interviews, and yeah, that's I guess a side gig, side project.
Yeah, it is a little bit different being on the other side of the camera, right? So I've done multiple. I think you're my 29th episode for the podcast. So it is a little bit different doing the whole setup, right? Like you get to ask the questions, you get to kind of get to know who the co-host is, and it's a bit different when you are being interviewed. Because when was it? A couple of weeks ago, you did that to me, right? Where you were interviewing me and asking me all these fucking questions, bro. Thanks to ChatGPT, I was like sweating. I'm like, fuck, I should have prepared, right? Because it was like questions that I hadn't been asked before, and I didn't know how to answer them. I didn't know like kind of how to approach them and stuff, right? So, it is definitely a different once like you're on the other side of the table.
Yeah,
But it was a great learning experience, right? I just had to like we did a lot of like retakes just because I didn't know how to answer your questions and stuff, right? And it was like 10 questions, and I felt it was like an eternity, bro. But
yeah,
yeah, it is a bit different, in my opinion.
yeah. It's tough. Shout out to ChatGPT. It's a good tool if you need to come up with some come up with some
Did you
interview
just
questions.
break my mic, bro?
Yeah, my bad. So, uh,
Man.
but yeah, so if you need to come up with some interview questions, ChatGPT is helpful. You can tell it what specifically the industry is, or like, give it the framework, and then it'll pump out some decent questions, some tough questions for your
Yeah, they were kind
interviewee.
of tough, and it's funny because I saw your face. You're like, God, this motherfucker. It's a simple question. This is the answer, and you kind of gave me the answer a couple of times. But I was one nervous, two. I'm like, okay, what do I fucking say? But yeah, I mean, it was cool. I feel like because we did it twice. You had also problems with your mic the first time around, and I felt more comfortable the first time around. I felt like I answered more naturally.
Yeah.
But
Same
the
with the podcast. Yeah,
yeah,
like technical difficulties.
exactly, yeah.
The audio's not right, then it's not right.
Exactly. So the second time around, I thought I was gonna nail it, but I struggled more the second time around. But yeah, I mean, it's you kind of learn as you go, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, trials and errors.
So what we're talking about here is he works for a company, and you kind of take care of the whole West Coast, right? Could you want to talk about it? What the company is, what is it you actually do,
Mhm.
so people know what we're talking about here.
So yeah, it's a bit of a side gig for me at the moment, but yeah, we do interviews, tell stories, work with authors and storytellers, and try and put in a visual element to those stories and help the stories be told visually. So yeah, they're out of the East Coast, and on the West Coast. So when they have certain projects or just want to change the scenery a little bit, they'll give me a
You're their
call.
go-to guy.
Be like, hey, we need some West Coast heat.
Yeah. And what is this company called?
This one's Woodside Motion Co. They're out of New York, and yeah, it's up and coming company. They're in the infancy stages of growing,
Hmm.
which many people have to start there, just like your podcast or my photography. Like you got to start at that infancy stage,
Exactly. Yeah.
and then just put in those reps, put in the time, and then get to the end goal. So right now it's just developing, but developing rapidly and starting to come together. So getting a few more side jobs here and
Hmm.
there.
Yeah. So you were a photographer. How did you get in touch with this company? How did you kind of get in touch with them and got the gig?
Nepotism.
Nepotism.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, yeah. It's not always what you know. Okay, it's who you know. So I had some relation with the one of the co-owners, and they knew I did photography and reached out. So I was happy to help. But yeah, it was like a connection that was already established prior to getting that role. Sometimes, a lot of times in many industries, it's who you know and vice versa. If they know you do such and such, then that seed could be planted, and they'll be like, "Oh wait, so and so does this. I need this. Damn, hey, can you do this?" So yeah. Long story short, nepotism for the
Yeah, I
win.
feel like
Unfortunately,
for reals. Yeah.
like
Um, I think that connections has a lot to do on how you network and how you kind of build connections, right? Because if you don't have those connections or those, you know, points that you could like go to and stuff, like it's a lot harder to get a gig or to get your foot into the door type of thing, you know?
yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of my journey has not been that route at all.
Hmm.
It's not been handed over. I had to go out and get it and make it happen. So for this to happen was cool. It's like, all right, finally, some nepotism. Like, but yeah, it's not too often that occurs,
Hmm.
in, from my perspective. So
Got it, got
it was, yeah, it was a nice gesture. Like, hey, I know you do this.
it. Hmm.
You want to help us with some projects? Sure, yeah. So
Yeah.
so it worked out. We did your interview. Same thing, like the podcast had audio difficulties. Come to find out, like $40 later with the adapter for the camera and the mic, problem solved. But
Hmm.
we made it happen with the tools we had. So still got it done, but yeah, ideally that first take would have been great. Same with the podcast, but it's not an ideal world, is it?
Yeah,
No.
exactly. Yep.
So, like,
So that is something that we were talking about last time. How you have to improvise, right? Sometimes not everything goes as planned, right? For photography, I DJ sometimes. I have this podcast. I have candles. You do have a vision. You have a plan, but it doesn't necessarily always go as smooth or as planned, right? So you gotta improvise in the moment to get the product out there. So for photography, have you had any what are they called? Any incidents where like you were stressed because like you had a plan, you had to go shoot a wedding, for example, and your lens cracked or whatever, right? Like how were you able to accomplish getting the job done? Like, have you had any of those instances?
Yeah, well, it's definitely take you back to this podcast or not podcast to this interview I did. I don't know talking about your interview, but yeah, sometimes things don't go according to plan.
Yeah.
Um, but hey, that's life, and at least I tried. Is
Mm-hmm.
what I try and tell myself because you can sit on the sidelines and not do anything, not even take that first step to even make that mistake,
Mm-hmm.
or you can take that first step, do your best. Oh, something happens. Oh well, learn from that. Never again. That's not gonna happen
Exactly.
again.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
so yeah, I think it's important to take that leap of faith in the beginning and take that risk, and then obviously something may happen in the future. You can't control everything.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. There's always going to be trials and tribulations, right? But you have to not let that put you down, right? Like at least learn from it and don't make the same mistake, right? Like you have to learn something from that. When I started DJing, I had a plan, bro. Like I practiced, months in advance. I had different genres. I had different songs to switch from one genre to another. In my mind, it was all planned out. I was like, dude, this is going to be crazy. It's going to be fun. Everybody's going to be dancing. And dude, tell me why. Like the first, um, as soon as people start dancing, right, or requesting songs, they start requesting genres that I didn't have. I had everything but banda, right? Like banda is like pretty popular in the Hispanic community, right? But there's different types of bandas.
Mm.
So I downloaded a bunch of banda, but it was more like slower, kind of like for like like the uncles to be, sipping beer or whatever, right? And people like are just like looking at me, bro. I'm like, oh shit, this is the wrong type of banda, right? And the MC was there, right? And he was like, dude, like, don't worry about it. Like, let me talk to them while you download the right type of banda, right? And I was like, okay, you know what? This is gonna take kind of long. Let me play some YouTube, find a playlist, and I'll play that while I like download the music I need, right? And music starts playing, everybody starts dancing, bro. And like 5 minutes in, boom, YouTube commercial. Everybody like, oh, what's going on, right? So it was just
Damn.
like super embarrassing.
Uh,
I do not wish that on anybody, but it was a lesson learned, right? So,
yeah.
um, eventually I downloaded a bunch of like Duranguense, like quebraditas, like music, like upbeat music to dance,
Mm.
right? And everybody started dancing. It got a lot better, but it was a learning experience, right? I'm like, dude, like I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna do my homework, see what type of music I need, get more organized, and I just don't want to go through this again, right?
Yeah.
And I tried my best, right? But like my intentions weren't like to like mess up this quince, right? It was a quince, bro. Like that's a big thing in the
Oh yeah.
Hispanic community.
Yeah.
So um I got pretty bummed out, but eventually I was like, you know what? Like I just gotta shake it off and kind of learn from my mistakes and do better next time.
Yeah. That's tough. Like yeah, and then you feel that pain, and you're like, no, never again. That can't happen. This is
Exactly. Yeah.
not acceptable,
Yeah.
and not the what it's not what you're trying to offer, and you can't mess up like that.
Mm-hmm.
So never again, basically. But yeah, it's happens to everybody
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
that tries.
Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, you just gotta shake it off and keep on going. Don't let that like get you down or whatever, right? Because
Yeah.
that'll get you nowhere for sure.
Oh yeah, big time. So
Yeah.
yeah, I did a Kinsey one time, and yeah, it wasn't planned. They didn't book me. It was a family friend, and decided to bring my gear,
Mm-hmm.
take some pictures, and they had the DJ, the light show, fog machines, like big deal, like you said. And so I did my thing, took some photos, and at the end of the day, the whose can say it was ended up liking my stuff more than their like package
Mm-hmm.
photographer, which
Yeah.
was like it's cool to hear. Like, oh, they like the stuff. Like, I'm onto something, but obviously they, I don't know, whoever they used to book the whole package, they throw in a photographer, a DJ, like it's all through that one
But
company.
we go back to connections. Like I'm sure that the people, the person that was organizing all that, like had the DJ connections and all that stuff, right? So you're not part of their circle, so obviously they're not gonna pick you, right? So you gotta like work extra hard to get that gig or to like get seen by people. That way, like you get those gigs, right? So it could get tough out there.
Oh yeah, yeah, big time. And I think it's probably less incentive for like individual pieces if they're part of a package.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever's like managing that package is like a promoter, right? They gotta get the DJ, they gotta get this and that, but they're getting like the main chunk of the funds, and then they're
Yeah.
like, "Here's a little piece for you, a little
Yeah.
piece for you."
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure it's difficult in that aspect to
Mm-hmm.
work with a package deal
Yeah.
where you know what you could charge, and you're getting not even a slice of the pie.
So I wonder how that works. So for like the planner, right? That's what they're called, right?
So, yeah,
Do they get a chunk of like, let's say they have a package, right? They have the photographer, the DJ, the catering. Do they get a percentage of what? Let's say you're the photographer. Do they get a percentage of what you charge, or do they like just upsell? Let's say you're
yeah.
charging 1,500, they'll charge 2 grand, right? And they'll keep 500. How does that work? Do you know? Or
I have no idea, but I'm assuming. So, for example, this one was like 50K for the whole quince. That might be the venue, the catering, fireworks,
everything needed
like
for
DJ,
the event? Yeah.
photographer. So it's hard to like do the math and divide which portion went where. But yeah, I would imagine that the planner is making the moves and crunching the numbers to where each piece is satisfied, but at the end of the day, they're still making a nice chunk.
I'm sure they make, you know, a good amount of money because that's stressful, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, you're taking all the stress from, the whoever's getting married or whatever it is, right? Like
mm,
that's you deal with all that. That's all that headache's yours. And I guess that's why they,
yeah,
get paid for all that.
exactly. They charge for that. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, not knocking event planners or wedding planners, can't say
Hmm.
planners. Like, it's a tough job. Get your money and make sure that your players and your pieces needed get theirs too.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so how did you get into photography? How how did this come about? It's was that something that you've always wanted to do, or how long have you been doing it? How's your journey been so far?
Yeah, so I guess it started as a kid, like just growing up around a bunch of photography, like in the house, on the walls. Um, Both my parents liked photography, and each had cameras. Developed their not personally developed their stuff, but like, you know, took it to the shop. You got photo albums like that, kind of tangible memory stood out, and it seemed like it was a necessity, very needed. And
Mm-hmm.
then to fast forward, so went to community college and had no idea what I wanted to do, what major to go in, what profession I want to study towards. Right? You got nursing programs, you got business, this, that, and the other. So took a photography class, and that ended up being like an awakening, and like gravitated towards it. It was a black and white photo class, and
Mm-hmm.
like so you take the pictures on a film camera, take the film out, put it in like a black box. You gotta unload the camera, like kind of blindfolded because your hands are in this box that's covered so that the film doesn't get light, so
Mm-hmm.
you don't ruin it. So it's like a tricky process getting that film in the canister, and then you take the canister, put the solutions in it, developer, that whole process, and then you scan your negatives like and put it on a big scanner. Basically, you see the image on. Like it's hard to explain,
Mm-hmm.
like unless maybe you could throw some like visual elements
Yeah,
up
for
on a
sure.
video, like this is what it looks like. But
Mm-hmm.
then you see that, you see the grain in each photo, and like a little detail, and it makes you put more emphasis on that
Mm-hmm.
next time you go out and shoot, because you know, oh, this was out of focus, or oh, this didn't quite come out right. So also, film is like it costs money,
Mm-hmm.
so each shot is costing you money. So you're more conservative with your shutter clicks, and really got to think about the shot, get it right, and take your shot. So you're not just wasting your film
Mm-hmm.
or wasting your money. So yeah, long story short, took that class, gravitated towards photography, took some digital classes, and
No, all good. I thought I
then
heard somebody open the
yeah,
door.
and then yeah, so went off, graduated years later, and ended up in construction and worked for this cool company doing demolition, work on some nice houses, and yeah, a couple of NDA agreements, real nice houses, and like ended up shifting from there. Wanted increase the pay, so I went to the union, did that for a couple of years, and good money. But then I felt kind of empty. I felt something was missing, and I was like, "Oh wait, photography. Duh, that's what you wanted to do. You didn't follow through with it." So,
Mm-hmm.
so my first major tax return from construction was like 3,500 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the moment I was like, all right, it's either now or never. You either go all in or just forget about it,
Mm-hmm.
move on, stick with construction. So cashed a check, went to see what photo, and said, hey, I'm ready for mirrorless camera. Because at the time I had like a SLR, which is great to learn on, but it was like kind of older technology.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew if this is something I was serious about, I needed probably the latest tool not to be flashy or anything, but just to have the appropriate
Exactly. Yeah.
gear that's expected. And
You're setting up yourself for success, basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
so at that time I was like, all right, here, take my cash, give me whatever is available. So they went on the shelf. Oh, we got this Sony A7R4, 61 megapixels, blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, great. And then I think that was just the body, so I needed the lens as well. So I learned the hard way, like these lenses are expensive, if not more expensive than the actual body. So just got, I think it was a Zeiss 135,
Mm-hmm.
or no, take that back. It was a Sony 24 to 240, which covered like a wide range of
Mm-hmm.
focal lengths.
Yep.
And yeah, I was the starter kit. Went to town, just trying to learn the camera settings, outside nature, just practicing with that camera, and then felt confident enough to start charging for shoots, and then here we are today. Like that was a few years ago, and have had major success getting clients, working with clients, delivering photos they actually appreciate and that they could use for marketing, social media. The list goes on, and then have an opportunity to work with like this production company, doing some filming as well. Now I got two cameras, bunch of lenses. It's like hard to choose what lens to bring. You got too many options. It's like sometimes that's, I don't want to say a curse, but like it's stuck. You got too many options. Then
Yeah.
like, man, should I bring the 50 mil? Should I bring the 24 to 70, 70 to 200, the 35 mil, the 18 mil? So knowing like, all right, what does this job entail, and all right, what should I really bring
Mm-hmm.
to minimize your camera bag is important, because the more options you got, the longer it's gonna take to pack your bag. And then when you get on site, you're always like, oh man, I should have brought the 135, or oh, I should have
Mm-hmm.
brought the 50. So
Yeah.
it's it's tough. The less gear you got, sometimes it's a good thing.
Yeah, I really do agree with that. You know, the less gear you have, the less clutter and the less stressful the job or the gig is, right? Because the more you have, it just like gets so chaotic. I feel like. I had a motorcycle and I used to do moto vlogs back in the day, and it was such a drag, bro. Like just getting ready, getting set up, having the cameras all ready before you take the ride, which is like that's why I stopped doing it. 'Cause I'm like, it's too much, bro. Like the more stuff you have, the crazier it gets, dude. And it's just time consuming. And then you gotta, aside from that, you have to then go back and edit the videos from multiple cameras and stuff, right? So it's just like it gets pretty nutty if you're not organized for sure.
Yeah, it's bad. It can get bad.
Yeah.
Like the less is more in that sense. Like especially if you're doing vlogs and stuff. Like I've the vlogs, family vlogs, and like it can get tough. Like then you're in the same situation. Oh, this lens. Should I bring the camera? Should I, like it's just too much.
Yeah.
The microphones, like it could be too much. And then every year, not even every year, just every couple months, new stuff's coming out. Oh, I want that. Oh.
Yeah.
New thing
Yeah.
drops. Yep. And then all the influencers and like YouTube shills trying to sell products and stuff are just hyping up these products like it's the hottest thing on earth. Like, oh, check out these. These are the new. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
noise canceling, blah blah blah. Just listing off the product sheet, reading from
Yeah,
the script, and like,
exactly.
but putting some skill behind filming it, and like, oh, it looks great. Like,
Yeah.
I believe them. Like, oh, okay, here's my card.
Shut
Like,
up and take my
yeah,
money.
exactly. So it's hard to contain yourself
Yeah.
when new things come out and they seem like game changers.
Hmm.
That's the most popular word
Yeah.
for few years. If you're on YouTube,
Yeah.
it's a game changer.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, so so yeah, less is more. You can use your phone if you want to vlog or just get started. Use the phone. Maybe a little cheap mic for that phone, and you got a simple setup.
Hmm.
It's in your pocket all the time. And you got a tripod now. Now it's
Yeah.
starting to build up. Now you're like,
Exactly.
all
Yeah.
right, now you got a whole backpack full of gear.
Exactly. Yep.
So
Yeah. So going back to photography, do you remember the first gig you ever had? Like, did you recall? Like, did it go smooth? Did it go as planned? Were you satisfied with your final product? As judging your own, product. How was that? Like, what was? Were you satisfied with your? I mean, I don't know how long that was. Like, do you remember that or no?
yeah. So now I think about it, I think my first paid shoot was for my church, and yeah, I'm not too frequent of a visitor there. Like it's been some years, but yeah, the pastor hit me up and said, "Hey, can you shoot this event? Blah blah blah. Can offer you like I think it was like $200-300." Hell yeah! Like, and then took that opportunity, went and shot it, and I think it went well. I can't really quite remember how the photos turned out, but I think it went decent. But yeah, first paid gig, got a couple $100. That was huge. That was major.
And how was the whole process as far as editing the pictures? Because I've also done a little photography in the past,
Yeah.
so it is time consuming, right? Like you take a shit ton of pictures, and then you got to go back and obviously edit them, and then you gotta eliminate some of the pictures because you don't like use all the pictures you take, right?
Right.
So how was that for you? Like, what did you um take a bunch of pictures and then not use all of them? Like, were you pretty like conservative with like your shooting and then like didn't take a lot of pictures? How was that for like for
So
you?
on the first shoot,
Yeah, on your first paid shoot, like like were you like very? Did you already know what to do, or was it pretty hard for you to like kind of eliminate pictures and like edit them and do all that stuff? Like,
no, no. So that was a huge learning curve as well. Like, cause I haven't really learned that side of things as far as delivering to a client. So yeah, you go in there trigger happy with the shutter and just take a bunch of photos. And then you deliver a bunch of photos, even though that's not necessary, and not all of those photos are going to be good photos.
mm-hmm.
So it was a good stepping stone just to learn that process and be able to know how to erase or not include the non keepers, right? The non selects.
Mm-hmm.
So it was definitely a learning curve, and it needed to happen in order to get better over time. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think the editing was pretty much understood, but the delivery aspect was still fresh.
Mm-hmm.
because that was like the first client. So I'm not even. I can't even remember how that I delivered
Yeah.
those images. Nowadays, I use like a website that is strictly for like photo galleries, so I can
Mm-hmm.
create somebody's gallery, put all the photos in there. They can access it, be password protected. They can order photos off there, and it's just like a perfect place to do that. In the beginning, I don't know if it was Google Drive or like email,
Yeah.
like like
For reals.
email JPEGs. Like
Yeah.
I can't even go back that far in
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
and like remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, over time you get better systems, and not to shoot crazy amount of photos, or like be intentional about each photo as well. So that's what the beginning taking black and white photography kind of instilled in me, was like, be selective with your shots. You don't have to just take a shot just to take it. Like, have some thought behind each
The
shot,
meaning behind it. Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
compose it, or what are you capturing,
Yeah.
and then get it right when it happens. But I know a lot of people are kind of the opposite. They'll just have it on fast shutter mode, and it'll be, did I get it? Did I get
Yeah.
it? It's like, that's like the digital kind of
Mm-hmm.
mentality is like, you can delete them all. It's not money. So yes, you can do that, or you can be selective with the shot. And like in sports photography, that's common. Like, if you're on the sideline, you're gonna hear every camera. It's just
Yeah. I
so
mean, it
that they
makes
make
sense
sure
because
they
they're
get
yeah.
those little frames, or like
Yeah.
it could be one shot out of like 20 that is like perfect.
Yeah.
And you see like a solid sports shot, chances are they didn't just push it one time right when that moment happened and
Yeah.
got it. No, they were like spraying. Then they go through all the 30 or 40 and then find that one
Yeah.
moment. Or like, say, baseball, for example, when they're swinging and that ball hits the bat and you see the wood exploding off the bat. Like, that's one out of like 30 or
Yeah. A bunch of
40
yeah.
shots.
Makes sense. That it's just so fast paced. Like you don't have the eye to like capture the
Yeah,
exact moment, right?
yeah, you can't
Yeah.
be like that precise. Like, oh, here it
Yeah.
goes. All right,
Definitely
got
not. Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
so, so yeah, that's not really needed in event photography or like more client work. You don't need to just do that same burst kind
Mm-hmm.
of
Yeah. Yeah.
shooting style. So yeah, think about your shots, compose it. What are you trying to tell? What kind of story or message? And then you execute on that, and don't deliver everything. Be selective,
Yeah.
or give it like a second day. Let it sit. Come back to all the photos again. It'll be easier to erase the ones that aren't
Yeah.
representative of your work. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, so,
Yeah. So we've talked about how you started with the photography. You know, you've um, had gigs for quinces, for weddings. You've shot a couple of colleges, right? Sports. As a photographer, like, is there a niche that you prefer or that you like? You know, like, do you like to, for example, like do quinces or shoot sports more than others? What do you like the most as far as photography? Because I'm sure like every what's it called, niche has it's, I don't know if ups and downs is like the right word, but like the what is that called, like different settings, right? Like sports, like you need to have like more like, what is that called, like for when like there's a lot of rapid movement,
yeah, like a faster shutter.
shutter, yeah,
Yeah,
or whatever, right? For quinces, like you have to take into consideration like the weather, all that, like the wind, all that type of stuff, like Is there something that you prefer the most, or it's just whatever you could take a picture of?
Yeah, so it really depends. Like if it's for money or like the business side of things, that's like two separate kind of enjoyments.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like events for money, like a lot going on. Still tell a story and capture that event in the right way. So I enjoy events for money, whether it be like school events, quinceañeras, weddings,
Mm-hmm.
um, corporate events. Like there's a lot to capture, so it keeps you moving. It keeps you busy. You're not just like stationary.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're actually moving, working for each shot. As far as like not for money or maybe a potential art sale, I like nature, landscapes. It's first of all, it gets you outside. It gets you outdoors. Like I don't know about you, but if you just go outside, get some fresh air, some sunlight, you feel better. Like it's just natural. That's
Mm-hmm.
our meant to be habitat. We're not meant to be pounded with LED lights inside
Yeah.
confined spaces and like so fresh air, sunlight, nice scenery, and then you happen to capture that in a photo. Like that's more enjoyable for me, and you get to go new places, put your own perspective on it. Yeah, so I like nature photography would be what I enjoy because of those things. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you're outdoors, breathing fresh air, seeing a nice view, and kind of interpreting a new place or
Talking to the trees.
yeah, talking to the trees. Yeah, shout out to that story. So
Yeah,
yeah, so the trees listen.
they
All
do
right, so
listen.
try and give this a test. All right,
Yeah.
call me crazy until you try it. So like talk to a tree, tell it
Yeah.
to touch you, and just continue to tell it, and you'll be surprised at what may happen. I'm gonna
Yeah,
leave it
for
at
sure.
that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you said something really interesting. As a photographer, you do tell a story, right? Like you're not just like taking pictures of whatever you can, right? Like I'm sure that you kind of prepare yourself to kind of tell the whole story from start to finish, right? I would assume that's something you do, right?
yeah, I mean, definitely is storytelling is probably 95% of what photography is.
Yeah, yeah.
Like 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
something that it's a memory that's gonna stick with the family, right? And they could go back to either you give them a digital copy or I know some photographers do print like a big book with all the pictures, right? So it's like a whole story as you're like going through pages, right? Like there's
Right.
like all the beginning to end type of thing, right?
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, like it's all storytelling. It's a family album, and you could organize it in a way that flows and tells that story, or you could go in before you even shoot anything and know, like, kind of game plan what narrative you're trying to tell.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, for example, like in photojournalism, you got to tell a story, and but you can't manipulate anything about it. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, if I took this headset that was here and was like, oh, it looks better right there, bam, like that's a no no. That's
Hmm.
you just altered the reality of that story you
Hmm.
told just by putting it in a nicer looking spot. So same with people, you can't be like say cheese. Like no, you gotta wait for them to smile and then capture that moment. So you can't fabricate those shots in journalism.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So
I
that's
never thought about that, but that makes perfect sense.
so it's like unethical.
Yeah.
You can get blacklisted for even doing something like that.
Hmm.
So yeah, keep your photos like as pure as possible. If it's not journalism, then all right, those rules kind of dissipate,
Hmm.
but you still want to take that in consideration and not really alter something so much that it's not as natural as it should be.
Hmm.
So yeah, forgot the question. I was just rambling.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was just asking about how, as a photographer, you do tell a story, right? Like from
Mm,
beginning to end, rather than just taking pictures. Yeah.
yeah, so storytelling is major.
Hmm.
Even in video, it's major. Like even working with brands or a company or a business, you gotta highlight the story behind it. Like say for your candle business, for example, I did a shoot for you. I'm not just gonna take a picture of one candle and be like, "This is enchanting wicks." That's the story. Like, no, there's a whole story behind how you got to where you got to. You could show the process of how that candle was made, tell the story from beginning to end. It's made in house. This was what the vessel looked like before. Now it's got wax getting poured into it. Now it's got the crackling wick. Now it's labeled up. Now it's on the shelf. Like that
Hmm.
paints a whole story
Yeah.
of that product versus just end result. That's it.
Yeah.
Like there's no context to how it was made or like there's no real story behind it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or you can go the other route and be like, all right, this one is the the Zeus flavor or the Aphrodite. And then you can go into that, like tell a whole story about what is Aphrodite and like try and tell a story about that fragrance,
Hmm.
why it's that.
Yeah.
Everything is storytelling and it's more impactful than just this is Aphrodite.
Yeah.
Buy it. Like buy my shit.
Right now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so yeah, storytelling is is major and
Hmm.
yeah, that's partly why I gravitated to photography. So
Do you have any upcoming gigs that you're excited about, or are you working on any projects at the moment, or are you like in hibernation mode right now?
yeah, a bit of everything actually. Yeah, wintertime right now it's like holidays with the family. There's a lot going on. So yeah, it's somewhat hibernation mode, somewhat game planning for next year, and which is in like what 2 days. So
Yep.
yeah, this will be out by next year, and some things will be set in motion to
Yeah, for sure.
make sure it's a good year.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, as far as projects, it's still kind of up in the air. Some of the, hopefully, some of the annual event stuff will still occur on the calendar.
Hmm.
That's the hope. That past clients were happy and want to do the same thing
Hmm.
next year. As far as new projects, going to New York for that. production company. They have an event, Pitch Fest, and that'll be not really a shoot. I won't be shooting anything, but getting flown out to New York to celebrate their pitch festival. So that's exciting. Yeah. Next year, yes, football, Cal football. Hopefully, can do that next season. And but yeah, as far as expanding, I want to do some basketball, maybe some gymnastics, like broaden.
So for the people watching, you've taken, you're a photographer for what college?
California.
The Bears,
Yeah,
Cal. Just
California.
sorry.
Yeah.
How did that gig come about? How's that for you? I mean, that's pretty dope because you're on the sidelines. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a whole different vibe. Like I'm assuming it's like you're always hyped. I'm assuming, right? Or how's that about? How did that come about?
Yeah, it's major. Like it was great opportunity. Like I just got out there, got hit the pavement, reached out to some people, went to like I think it was Sonoma State, and
Hmm.
like went to their office. I'm like,
Okay.
who do I talk to? Da da da. I want to work with you guys for your sports. And like, oh, we don't really got a football team. Where else would you like to shoot? So they got the contact information for
Hmm.
Cal because I mentioned, oh, Cal would be ideal. Like, all right. So a couple days later, got an email. Started the not application process. It was a little different, but like started the process. Then got access to the field at one point, and this was shooting on spec. So it's like if your photos sell, then you get paid. Not like here's the job. All right, here's
Uh huh.
a few hundred. Like I'm shooting.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of got to prove your worth or
Okay.
have sellable images in order to make those photo sales and then get paid. So
Huh.
they call that spec,
Okay.
and a lot of photographers do that. And some get sent from various news outlets, newspapers, Associated Press, um, Getty Images. Like there's a bunch of different companies and whatnot that send people to these kind of games. And my side was just on the spec side, which is still great experience learning from all these like truly professional sports photographers, and like it was eye opening learning from them, and like asking questions. Just ask questions. That's like don't be scared to ask questions. Usually people are willing to share.
Okay, I was gonna ask, like, can you when you do ask questions, are people open to helping you out, or they're like kind of gatekeeping and they're like, no, you're not in our league. Get the fuck out of here. How's that?
Yeah, for the most part, people are happy to share and help and forget how anybody looks at you or thinks about you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to know, and
Yeah.
clearly you don't. You don't know it all. So like,
Mm-hmm.
drop the ego and just absorb as much as possible. So
Mm-hmm.
then you'll get some people that are like, oh yeah, like you said, oh this guy doesn't know anything, like, and not want to help you. But for the most part, even those people will still give you the answer, even if it's sarcastic or
Mm-hmm.
like a bit of, like this, you dumbass, like that
Yeah.
kind of. But the worst question is the one never asked.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, it's been a great experience, like learning from these pros, asking a bunch of questions, learning like the process
Mm-hmm.
behind delivering, tagging, all of that. Like, and then some people don't even tag, which I found out like later in my journey. But I think it was helpful to even learn that and like get over that
What do
hurdle.
you mean they don't tag? What are you talking about?
So tagging is like tagging your images.
Uh huh.
So like if I took a picture right here, after I'd have to tag it December 29th, 5:05 p.m. San Rafael, California. This is Eduardo Northgate Mall. This and that, like all the detailed information about that photo, whether it be location, person shown, if it was a sport, what's your position, like all that's your number.
What is that used for? Just for easier access later, or
Yeah, or so it can be found.
okay, 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 okay.
So like if a client was or customer is looking up, let me see, I need a photo of so and so, Fernando Mendoza, Heisman winner. I need a photo. Fernando Mendoza. Then that photo will be part of that archive, and they can look for like the best shot,
Got it. Okay.
and then hopefully you get that sale, and then that's part of the spec aspect.
Okay.
So, so yeah, tagging the photos, like that's a learning curve. And you got code replacements, which is another thing. So like you got both rosters, like home team, away team, offense, defense, numbers. So then there's like a software where you can get those rosters like in this code that you can then replace.
Uh huh.
And it shortens like all the typing a lot. So like now I could just type one or no, like say it's Cal. C1O, like Cal number one, offense, backslash, and then boom, it just put all that player's information, first, last name, position, team, just by typing 3 letters versus typing every single word, every position, the team, like it shortens that.
That's interesting.
So having gone through the not knowing the code replacements was a thing and like actually sitting there typing the position, the name,
Mm-hmm.
going through that brutal process is like it makes you that much more appreciative of like having this replacement that
Mm-hmm.
makes it much more efficient and you
Yeah.
won't be up till 5 a.m. the next day trying
Yeah.
to like tag everything.
And even for like spec, do you have access to all this, or do you have to pay for this, or is this something
So
that's given to
luckily,
you so you could like kind of?
so luckily, uh, one of the pros, they're cool. So I'll be like, oh, you got the code replacements for this game, and I'll just send it on the email doc, which is huge, like majorly helpful. Being able to, I think they might have that software. If not, they know how to like write their own code replacements. But without that, I'd be cooked, as the youngsters would say. So yeah, and then so now I know that process, but like some people don't even shoot that. I mean, they don't even have to tag their stuff. It depends on like who they're shooting for, or what they're
But
shooting
why
for.
don't they tag if it's so
So say if
useful?
they're like maybe shoot there to shoot for the Cal band. Cal band doesn't care if they're like tuba player.
Yeah.
Name.
Yeah.
Like they don't care. It's just that's their job. Just capture the band or do this, do that. But the pros, the ones that are working for these news outlets, they're tagging their stuff. And not only that, they're like delivering almost at the moment they shoot it. If they got a great shot, they're kind of like this podcast. There's cords connected to the computer, like they're uploading it ASAP, maybe to the phone, and then send it to that cloud where people can
Mm-hmm.
see where when they search. Oh, I need that first quarter touchdown. Their photo will be first up for grabs, and a news outlet might pick that one up. It's the only one available, and they need to run a quick update story or maybe on ESPN or whatever the outlet is. So yeah, people upload on site like like as soon as that shot's taken
Mm-hmm.
or as soon as possible. Maybe
Yeah.
halftime they're really tagging, sending a bunch.
And all these photographers, it sounds like a big job. Do they have like helpers, like, or do they do all this by themselves? Sounds a little stressful, my dude.
Yeah, no, it's majorly stressful. That's why I like know when to ask a question and know when people are like busy and
Yeah.
got shit to do versus like there's a time and place. Like
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
be in there at halftime when it's going down and you're seeing like the real magic happen. Like they're tagging, cropping, quick edits, like rapid pace, getting shit done, and like
Mhm.
it's all inspiring to witness and be in the presence of
So just to be
that
clear, I don't know if
skill.
you already answered this question, but like, let's say they take a picture, right? Do they edit it real quick and then send it, or is it just like a raw picture and then just boom, here you go? Or do
So
they like have a computer that like edit
no,
it hella
no.
fast?
So people bring their computers.
Oh,
Most
okay.
majority
Okay.
is like a little workspace,
Uh huh.
maybe like from here to even smaller, like small space. There's desks, little
10
Wi-Fi,
feet.
yeah, little internet ether port, and yeah, a lot of people are cropping down the images because you don't need all this extra space. So get a nice tight
Mm-hmm.
image. If the white balance is off, like
Mm-hmm.
it's too yellow or too blue, to
Yeah.
change the white balance real
Mm-hmm.
quick. Quick edits. They're not like sitting there doing full edits.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
just doing quick, natural. All right, that looks natural. Send it, but tag it. So yeah, they tag, crop, quick edits, white balance, deliver. That's just like halftime. After the game, now they got like twice as many, three times as many photos. They do the whole
Mm-hmm.
gallery and send it off. So it's a lot of work, yeah. But you never know. Like if you sell 10 pictures that day, could be a really good day. If you sell none, it could not. But most of these guys got like a set of requirements to send like 20 photos per game.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as they got their 20, they're happy.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're strong images, 10 out of those 20 might sell
Mm-hmm.
for a good amount. And then, damn, they just paid off their $6,000 lens that they needed to get those
For
shots.
real. Yeah.
Like,
Yep. So when you're at this high level of photography, right? Like you already know your shutter, your what's the little triangle called?
exposure
Yeah.
triangle.
What are the three things?
So you got ISO, f-stop, shutter speed.
Yeah. So when you're in that level of photography, like you already know all these, like how like to take a good picture, right? So like you have to like not edit as much once you like send that picture, right? Like it's not like let's do auto freaking mode
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
and
I don't know if there's maybe I haven't asked that like to these pros. I'm sure they don't shoot on auto, but who
yeah,
knows? Like
definitely not. I would no,
yeah,
I
because
don't
you
think
can't
so.
rely on auto
Yeah.
to, and then you miss that perfect moment or that touchdown or that catch.
Yeah.
and it's like out of focus or
Yeah.
just way off. And
Yeah.
I highly doubt they use auto, but maybe there are some that are just on burst mode, on auto, just going
Yeah.
crazy.
Hey, whatever gets the
Like,
job done, right?
hey, I got
Yeah.
20, those 20 that I needed.
So, do you know what these pictures uh go for? Let's say out of the 20 pictures you took, one of them sells.
It varies, is what I hear.
Do you know it's like an average, like a couple of bucks, couple of hundred?
It really varies. I guess
Really?
like who purchases it and what they're.
And who
It,
purchases these? Like the colleges, like the families? Anybody could purchase them? Like
it
how does
could
that work?
be families. It could be news outlets. It could
Oh,
be
I see. Okay.
like these big
Okay. Okay.
corporations,
Okay. Okay.
ESPN or something.
That's crazy.
And then depending on their use for it, there's like different licensing and more money.
That sounds really fun, but stressful. So
Yeah, it is.
yeah, I mean it will be cool to like be on the sidelines, like taking pictures. So there's like big teams, like big rivalries or whatever,
Yeah,
and then send us pictures, and then your picture gets chosen, and then it's bought, and then like your stuff is on like the news or whatever. I'm sure it's pretty dope.
yeah. That's a special moment when it does happen.
Yeah.
That's not like the intention of being there. Like, oh, this needs to get seen or
Yeah.
get purchased, but like just honing in on the craft, getting better every time. Then
Yeah.
eventually, your stuff's gonna be strong enough to. Oh, that's a great shot. All right, so I feel like it'll happen more naturally once you're better at your craft,
Yeah.
faster on delivery,
Hmm.
tagging like everybody, like really doing the same steps that the pros are doing at
Yeah.
halftime. They're locked in on their laptop, punching away, and like that's what it takes in order to make it at that level. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's 100% stressful, and like I know I'm nowhere near that. I feel
Hmm.
like as far as like yeah, they've been doing it some time, and
Yeah.
like every year I'm getting a little better and better.
Yeah.
But like trying to incorporate one thing every year.
Hmm.
But I feel like maybe next year it'd be time to incorporate the halftime uploads, even though it's all spec.
Hmm.
There's not like I'm not there sent by a news outlet. IJ didn't send me out there Chronicle, so
Hmm.
it's not necessary, but it's good practice.
Yeah. And I was gonna ask you, is this like oversaturated? Like, how many photographers are on the field? Like, so well, obviously, the more photographers, the harder it is for your picture to, be chosen or whatever, right?
You
How?
hear that?
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I mean, when I'm here really late making candles or whatever, that merry-go-round is kind of creepy because it's like so quiet, and then like that's just like going round and around and stuff. Yeah. But yeah. So is it like oversaturated? Or is it like a bunch of what's it called, photographers, or is there like a set amount, like 10 max, for example, or
No, I don't think it's oversaturated. Um, yeah, there's like it depends. Like for the company I work with, there's like usually eight, 8 or 10 spec shooters,
mm,
like two assigned shooters that are like paid to do that event, and then probably spec as well. Like if they sold stuff, they would get a cut.
mm-hmm,
And then the pros, there's usually like 10 different news outlets that are out there represented, and then there's usually like another 10, 15, 20 just mixture of different shooters. Some would be it for the band, some would be for the athletics department, some would be for a player individually. Like
mm-hmm.
it depends, but there's a bunch of people out there doing different stuff, and it's not like saturated, in my opinion. Uh, but it is. You do need to meet certain qualifications to even be on like spec.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to understand the exposure triangle, fast delivery, tagging, which is great to learn. Like it's a game changer and will help you in the future if you do get an opportunity. You'll know how to do what's required
Mm-hmm.
versus being learning it from scratch. Like you're out of luck. So that helps. Like preparation meets opportunity, and yeah, I don't think it's too saturated. Like also, it is seems pretty desirable as far as like, oh, that's a. I'd love to be on the field too. Like, it looks a lot more cooler than it may be.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's cool to be on the field, uh, knowing players and stuff, knowing people that work there, and having a relationship down on the field. That's cool. But yeah, unless you're making those sales, like,
Mm-hmm.
or at least learn from it. If you're not making major money, like use those opportunities to soak up as much knowledge as possible, get better skills,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's totally worth it. Like on both ends, you're delivering good
Mm-hmm.
stuff. They're giving you the opportunity to go there and capture these shots. So it's a win-win situation. And yeah, I would say I was gonna say they don't teach this in school, but one of the pros on the field actually is a teacher, and like once a season he'll bring his class on the field and
Mm.
like let them shoot,
That's dope.
yeah, and teach them the ropes.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So like I'm like this the
It's a
best
great
field trip.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the best field trip I ever heard of.
Yeah,
Like,
for
it's
sure.
like all right, class, let's go on the field and
It's
take some
dope.
shots, practice. You got questions, I'm there to answer, and like so yeah. And I do like hella pro, Super Bowls, you name it, Olympics.
No
He's
way.
done it and can share all that knowledge.
That's crazy.
So yeah, students are lucky and to get that opportunity with like way less pressure. They're not delivering to anybody. They're not like maybe for homework or something like, all right, let me see what you ended up with, but it's not like strict deadline or like
Yeah.
they're not tagging anything. So yeah,
Yeah, and that's a great experience for a student that wants really wants to be into photography, right? Like that's something that's gonna like either make him pursue the career or be like, oh, that's not for me, right? It's just a unique opportunity to like take a student to a football field, like, like a pro game, and then like have that experience, right? So it kind of like feeds that energy, right, to
mm,
like pursue that career.
absolutely. I think yeah, that's just an awesome experience. Even if you end up not liking it, at least you got the opportunity to be
Yeah.
like, yeah, nah, this not for me.
Yeah.
That's still major. At least you can like pivot directions and not
Exactly.
try
Yeah.
and pursue
Yeah.
this
Yeah, for sure.
versus wasting time and
Yep.
finding out later like, oh, I don't like this. So
Yeah.
that's yeah, that's an awesome field trip and class. I'm sure it's a good class.
Yeah. So we should wrap this up pretty soon here. But I do want to ask you, is there anything or any tips you want to give or you could give to new photographers? Like, if they're starting, like, what's something that they could like really take advantage of as a new photographer, right? Because there's um a lot of, I mean, it's kind of a broad question because there's a lot of things, like there's lenses, there's cameras, there's a bunch of things that they could learn. But if there was something that somebody could learn today, what would it be as far as photography goes?
I would say, well, recently I just saw this like viral TikTok video. It's like this young street photographer is walking around New York, and then he bumps across this older New York photographer. And he's telling him off like, "That's not real photography. It's only real on film or something along those lines."
I seen that video. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, weeks later, like now he's mentoring this kid,
Mm-hmm.
getting him into film, and I think that's huge. And this dude used to be a street photographer himself, or like
Mm-hmm.
legit. But like, yeah. So film obviously will give you a way different like outlook and make you be intentional about each shot and really not go crazy with overshooting. Like it just shifts something in your brain to make each shot like more meaningful.
Yeah.
So film is great. It's expensive. That's also part of the reason it's gonna help you be smarter about what it is you take a photo of or how you compose a shot. Other than that, I would say like get a affordable camera within your means. Ideally, something that has these modes like manual, aperture priority, shutter priority, so you can learn these settings, learn about your ISO triangle and shutter speed, f-stop, learn what all these things do and how they interact with each other, and just learn as much as possible, get out, shoot as much as possible, shoot after work, before work, at home, wherever, whenever, and then yeah, just practice, 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 and eventually you'll know if you want to keep going or not. The school is a hobby. It's an expensive hobby, so but it is rewarding. So especially if you do the nature stuff, like I said, I enjoy. You gotta get outside, get some fresh air, sunlight, or at night, take some long exposures, try different techniques, and just do as much as you can. Try different genres, like try it all until you figure out what you gravitate towards, and yeah, keep shooting.
Keep shooting. Just keep shooting. Um, so if you wanna look at the camera, let people know where they could find you, your social media accounts. If they want to check out your photographer skills, where they could find you,
Yeah,
your website. You have a website too, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all
So,
that's good stuff.
all right. So yeah, everything's you can find me everywhere. It's Kahlil. That's Kahlil Photography. PHOTOGRAPHY.com or on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. And I think that's everywhere I could be found.
Awesome.
Yep. If
All
you
right.
need some photography as well, if you need some work done for your business or get some visuals, I got you. So hit me up on the website. That's phone number on there, email, or shoot me a DM on Instagram and let's work.
Yeah, if you're from the Bay Area or you could travel too, I guess, anywhere. Um, check out his profile. He definitely has a lot of cool stuff on his social media accounts and stuff. So Yeah, Cleo, thank you for stopping by a second time. I think this was a better um episode as far as the audio quality goes. So we'll definitely check it out and then post it ASAP.
Nice,
All
awesome.
right, cool.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, my voice is gone. Like the 49ers
Yeah,
took my voice, but hopefully it sounds decent.
yeah,
And yeah, thanks for having me on. Next time, we're gonna be more conversational, less photography oriented, but that's just a little bit about me.
absolutely. All right, brother. Well, thank you for sticking around, and we'll see you in the